Today I want to share with you a meal that you can put together very quickly, and I'm also going to teach you how to increase the nutritional value of it so you can feel really good about feeding your family. Well, that's what this is all about, is how can we feel good about feeding our family nutritious meals, making just an everyday meal healthy, and yet it has to taste good. That's definitely a given. All right, so today I'm going to be cooking again out of the Healthy Treasures cookbook. So I hope you already have this. If you don't, I'll have a link to it down below. And if you do have this cookbook, then I'm going to be on page 101, and that's called Patties French Beef. So if you already have this cookbook, you want to follow along because there's lots of white space you can make notes, because I'm going to share with you some tips that aren't in the cookbook. So this is called Patties French Beef. But first of all, I'm Annette Reeder, the Biblical Nutritionist, and I'm on mission to help you be healthy, to help you enjoy cooking, be confident in the kitchen, but most importantly, to understand that God loves you. So if you want to learn more, be sure and check out the biblicalnutritionist.com website. Lots of information there for you to just soak up and absorb and make part of your life. And if you like more interaction, go to the Biblical Nutritionist Facebook page. That's where the action is. So let's get started. Now, this recipe, the first ingredient is cooked egg noodles. You can buy them in different varieties that are more healthier than others, but today we're going to increase the nutritional value by actually making it with rice. Lots of different varieties of rice out there on the market for you to use. The next ingredient is to use some cream cheese. So realize cream cheese, we want it at room temperature, and it adds some protein. It adds some healthy fats. And so it's not a bad ingredient to have in your recipe. So we're just going to add this to our rice. Preferably you've got the cheese at room temperature and your rice is still hot from cooking. To this we're also going to add some yogurt. Now what I'm going to do instead of yogurt is add, wait a minute, let me say that again. We could add sour cream, but instead of sour cream, I'm actually going to add yogurt because I want to, again, increase the nutritional value of this product. All right, so what we're going to do with these ingredients here is we're making the base for our recipe. Once again, you could use the noodles like it says in the recipe book, but we're doing rice because it has a higher nutritional protein count than noodles. Now rice, you do want to buy organic because they've proven that the organic rice has less arsenic on it. There's hardly any rice out there that doesn't have some bits of arsenic. You just need to make sure you're eating lots of cruciferous vegetables, lots of vitamin C to help offset just the little bit that might be on it. Okay, so we're going to put this in our baking dish, and then we're going to mix up the next layer. All right, so we're just going to spread this in the bottom of our baking dish. You could use a 9 by 13. You could use a couple different varieties of shapes. They will all work perfectly fine. I'm just going to spread this out, make it a little bit flat. Okay, so there you can see we have our base. Now let's add the next layer. So it calls for some cooked ground meat. You could use venison, you could use lamb, you could use regular beef. I'm using some organic beef today. We do have a farmer who's a friend who we buy a lot of our beef from, and so that means I already know how the animals are raised. I could go and watch them out on the farm. I can ask them how are they butchering them and how are they caring for them. So that makes a big difference on the health quality of your meat. So I'm adding to this just an organic pasta sauce. I have recipes in the cookbook of how to make your own, so you could do that as well. But here's where we can start increasing the nutritional value. This is some dehydrated kale, and I've shown a video, made a video for you to learn how to do this. You can just check that link down below. But any dehydrated fruits, vegetables could be added to this. And that didn't look like very much, but that actually was probably about 4 or 5 handfuls of kale. But we're going to mix it in here. That's going to give us a nice vitamin C. Remember, kale is cruciferous. I've got lots of videos about cruciferous that you really need to check out. Because remember, cruciferous vegetables come from the word crucifix. And it stands for the crucifix, that the cross. And the flowers when they go to bloom, they have this delicate yellow flower that's shaped like a cross, and so the botanists called them cruciferous because of the cross. And what the cross means to us is even a lot more than that. So they're very health promoting, and I have several videos out there for you to watch about that. Okay, so that was simple enough. We're just going to put this on top, and then we're going to top it with some cheese. Now cheese, again, I've done some videos for you to learn how to shop for cheese. Always, your best option for cheese is going to be raw, or you can make it yourself. I don't have that much time on my hands, but you might. Okay, and so I just made a blend of cheeses. Remember, cheese you want to shred yourself. You don't want to buy shredded cheese because they have to put a lot of anti-caking ingredients, things like that, in the cheese so that it doesn't stick together. Skip it. Just shred it yourself. Get yourself a good Nutrimill Artiste with a good blender, food processor. Shred it yourself, and it will be delicious. So there we have our meal. We just need to bake it in the oven at 350, and it's going to taste delicious. Just to show you what it looks like, I already have a dish ready to go. So here's our dish here, right here. This is Patties French Beef. So we increased the nutritional value by adding protein by using the rice. We added vegetables with a dehydrated kale. You could use any dehydrated vegetables, would be amazing. And then we're using our own cheese, our own beef, and it's going to be a delicious meal. Well, I can't wait to read your comments about this dish. What did you like about it? What changes did you make to add it to make it even more nutritious? So when we can feel confident about feeding our family, we know we can be confident about the future of our family's health as well. Remember, God loves you. He has a purpose for you, and that includes helping you to be healthy. Annette Reeder, the Biblical Nutritionist, be sure and like this video and comment down below and subscribe, because that's how we get to share this message with the world. Thanks for watching.